Hi, everyone. I'm Nancy.
And I'm Stephanie.
And if you enjoy our show, please like and subscribe.
And hit that notification bell.
We're also on Instagram at TWiN, and you can also find us on X. Sorry if this video starts off a little weird. It's because we're on 4K now, supposedly. So it was a little grainy at first yesterday. I hope it's not grainy right now, but then eventually it does do the thing it's supposed to do. So that's why I'm giving you a
Nancy's
little,
doing this.
I don't know. Yeah, that's as technical as I can get because I am not a technical gal and I barely know what I'm doing. But oh my goodness. So yesterday we were on the fence on if Meghan's podcast was the last episode. And then we thought, no, it wasn't. It was the one last week. Remember you said, yeah, but apparently it was on Tuesday. Tuesday was her last episode.
Okay, thank God.
Uneventful again. She had the girl from Spanx and they were talking about how, oh my God, can you believe we can get home loans now and business loans and, you know, we can vote and drive cars. I mean, it was basically like that. But I guess there was other talk about Meghan's pregnancy and how she gained 65 pounds. Let's just read it because it's very interesting where the 65 pounds went, according to Meghan. Now, I feel like we can talk about this more because the whole surrogate conspiracy thing has gone mainstream. So we can say allegedly, and we can give our opinions on whether we think Meghan actually gave birth to those babies. Actually, those babies were in her womb. We're not saying that they do not have Meghan's DNA. We're just saying that were they in her womb? In our opinion, probably not.
I'm thinking surrogate.
Yes. This is coming from People magazine, of course. Let me put on my glasses.
Meghan's mouthpiece.
Meghan Markle reflects on pregnancy as a working royal and gaining 65 pounds. Now, we have never been pregnant, so please, in the comments, share with us, is that a normal amount of weight to put on? I have no idea. The Duchess of Sussex recalled wearing 5-inch stilettos while pregnant on royal duty with Prince Harry. Now, let's see if she talks about how she would do squats in those stilettos, because that's what I want to know. Meghan Markle got candid about her pregnancies with son Archie and daughter, almost 4, in the finale of the first season of her Lemonada Media podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder. In the 8th and final episode, which aired on Tuesday, she spoke with Spanx founder Sarah Blakely, who discussed the origins of her sneaker heel, reminding Markle of her own experiences with heels during her pregnancies. A friend just said to me the other day, they were like, I just saw this picture I'd forgotten about when you were so pregnant with Archie, Markle recalled, of 2019, when she was still a working member of the royal family and making public appearances while pregnant. Now, let's remember, she made appearances very pregnant when she wasn't working or wasn't with Harry, and that would have been her NYC baby shower. Yes. So my question is, why was she wearing stilettos then too? She could have worn anything.
Flat.
The Suit alum shared that she gained 65 pounds with both pregnancies, but that didn't stop her from sporting impressive heels during her official royal appearances. I always wear my 5-inch pointy-toed stiletto, she admitted, adding that her friend was shocked by the photo. You have the most enormous bump and your tiny little ankles are bracing themselves in these high heels. Okay, that's a troll.
I mean, it sounds unbelievable.
I mean, she's even pointing the fact that she's got these tiny little ankles that can barely support her, are bracing themselves in these high heels, but all my weight was in the front.
Oh.
So if you squat down, you'd fall over, in theory.
It's called gravity.
So you're just going, how on earth am I not just tipping, face planning? I was clinging very closely to my husband, like, please don't let me fall. What about the times he wasn't with you? Mm-hmm. Like at the Mayhew shelter?
Yes, when she squatted down with the dog.
Yeah. What about that one, Meghan? No one was there to help you up. What about the time that she gave flowers to that memorial and Harry was standing right there and she did a squat up, and he didn't help her there?
What about the Vogue when she was pulling clothes for the Vogue article,
Yeah.
and she was squatting down with that whole hanger would have just fallen down on her.
All these clothes. Tuesday's finale marked the end of the first season of Markle's podcast, which premiered April 8th. Yeah, we don't care. So that's what she tells her friend over at Lemonada about gaining 65 pounds and just like, how could you believe it? I was wearing these stilettos and my tiny little ankles. Well, Meghan, I took some women, and we've done this before on the show, but this is just for you newbies. I took some women who are allegedly Meghan's size in real life, height, weight, everything,
Frame,
age, had children later in life, one of which is Kim Kardashian. Now, Kim Kardashian did not like wearing heels.
No.
She was very vocal about it, but she felt she had to because she was obsessed with making her legs look longer, but she did not like it one bit.
complained all the time.
I'm not going to say that every female has the same body type when they're pregnant. Meghan and Kim might have total different DNA structure, and that's why it looks different, but I'm just giving you an example of Meghan's size, weight, and age when she was pregnant. And I can imagine, yes, when you gain a lot of belly weight, it does go to other spots of your body because of gravity. If you have all this weight in the front, it's going to go down,
Yeah,
right?
I would imagine.
And look at Kim's face. I mean, Meghan never had that glowing, balloony pregnancy.
Balloony.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that women have.
I know.
Did on the show everybody when she did take the heels off, it was like just grafted onto her.
They call them cankles.
Yes, and she was miserable. This is Ava Longoria. Ava Longoria has very skinny legs. She's a very petite person. I want to say she's like 5'2", 5'3".
Yeah.
And she also had a baby later in life, like Meghan Markle, but she does look pregnant because she's filled out everywhere, and her chest looks like it's ready for milk. I never noticed that with Meghan. I didn't either. That could be because Meghan hid it very well. But normally, don't you think that women who are about to give birth have the milk going on over here?
Yes.
I never saw that.
That's
allegedly.
called nature.
Yes. Here's another shot of Ava Longoria. Ava Longoria famously said that she never wore heels.
Oh.
It was a terrible, awful experience. Now, Ava Longoria also carried in the front, but she also carried everywhere else.
And was very realistic about being comfortable.
Yes. Here she is going for a walk, and that's the face of a pregnant lady.
Oh, yeah.
This was the one time she wore heels, and that's because she was doing a TV show. I think it was like Extra or Access Hollywood. But you can still see that that poor woman's ankles are not what they normally look like. She is not happy right now in those shoes.
No.
And she took them off immediately. I can only imagine that she did.
Where are the Uggs?
So that is Meghan telling I gained 65 pounds in my belly, nowhere else. That's her story, and she's sticking to it. And we have every right to not believe it. Now, this wasn't the only thing that Meghan got into with her pregnancy. She also talked about how she had a holistic pregnancy. This could be why we didn't know anything about it. We didn't see Archie at the Portland hospital. The stories kept changing on, when the kids were born. With Betty, the woman that supposedly gave birth to her, closed her practice immediately after, and we've never heard from her again. The women that were still going to that woman were stunned because they were like, where do we go now? She referred them to other doctors. Some were like a month away from giving birth. It was the craziest story ever, you guys. So now Meghan's pushing that she had a more holistic approach to her pregnancies. Meghan Markle reveals she turned to ancient Indian medicine while pregnant with Archie and Betty. The Duchess of Sussex also spoke about the super woo-woo connotations around adaptogens, which are featured in the Clevr Blends latte and tea line she's an investor in.
Oh, that makes sense. She's selling her tea in this article.
She's telling pregnant women to drink her tea.
Oh.
Wow, without any FDA backing whatsoever.
Oprah backs it.
Wow. Meghan Markle tapped a specialized practitioner while she was expecting her children. Duchess of Sussex made the revelation on the latest episode of her dumb podcast. Meghan, who shares, we know the kids, we know his name too, said that she had Ayurvedic doctor when she was pregnant.
What's an Ayurvedic doctor?
I don't know.
Some guy that doesn't exist?
Let me get this straight. You have a geriatric pregnancy, and I don't care what you say, Meghan. Any woman past 35, it's a geriatric high-risk pregnancy, whether you like it or not. And you're going to go to an indigenous doctor. This is the first time you've been pregnant. You don't want to get this right. You don't want to make sure you do everything in your power to get this baby right. That's insane.
Oh, she wants to sell her mushroom tea now.
Obviously, because I don't believe this, because
matters.
When a woman has a baby, I could see this happening with your second baby, because it's like, been there, done that. Okay, I got this. But your first baby, I hear women are just like, oh my God, I got to do all this stuff. According to the Cleveland Clinic, Ayurvedic is a 5,000-year-old medical system originating in India and employs a natural and holistic approach to physical, mental, and emotional health. Well, she shouldn't have been experiencing any of that stuff she said she was experiencing with Archie then. I mean, it sounds like she was with someone that could just take care of all that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just drink some of that tea. During my pregnancies, I had an Ayurvedic doctor, and so much of it was about seeing food as medicine, the Duchess of Sussex said on the show, where she was joined by Hannah Mendoza, founder of the plant-based superfood latte and tea brand Clevr Blends, which Meghan is an investor in.
But that's the strange thing, is that she could have been transparent about that. If she would have went to the institution or the higher ups and said, this is what I want to do. It's my body, and this is what I want to share with the world. See, this is where it gets kind of murky because now she's an investor in this. So none of this makes any sense now.
I don't believe this for a second.
I don't believe this at all.
Yeah, this is such a lie. Yeah. Now all of a sudden, the tea that she's an investor in, she went to a doctor for both her pregnancies.
Right. It's like, there was no shame in that, Meghan. You could have told the world and the UK what you were doing. People probably would have been, well, that's pretty cool.
A lot of people would have at the time. I know you would have.
I would have.
Comment came up in a conversation about alternatives to caffeine, and Meghan spoke about taboos around mushroom and other adaptogens.
You know what? During pregnancy, they say do not drink caffeine. So don't drink caffeine. You don't have to find another thing. It's like, oh, how am I going to get around not drinking wine for 9 months? Don't do it.
I watched The Last of Us on HBO, and I wouldn't drink anything with mushrooms.
I don't know what that means.
I know you don't get it, but dude, I would not touch mushrooms during a pregnancy.
Okay.
I think a lot of people, when they hear mushrooms, they go, okay, she's talking about being hippy dippy and grounded in all things.
Oh, is that why you lied? Oh, this is the reason. She's blaming us now. Well, I didn't tell anybody because everybody was going to judge me.
Okay,
I mean, everything is everyone else's fault.
And if you aren't familiar with adaptogens, you can go to this place of, oh, it's feeling a little psychedelic and super woo-woo. No, Meghan, your brain is super woo-woo. But what we're talking about is, in some ways, is food trends where, and you know what, they're quoting her. Meghan does not speak in like complete sentences.
No.
So I am not saying this. This is all Meghan. Let's start again. But what we're talking about is, in some ways, is food trends, which you were ahead of the curve on, she said. Oh, that was her friend saying it. I was thinking about it, and maybe 10, 15 years ago was when people didn't know how to pronounce quinoa. And What? You and I have been eating quinoa for 15 years.
Stop dumbing people down, Megan.
I've been eating quinoa
God,
for longer
you
than
are
15.
a joke.
Saying quinoa?
Nancy, remember 10, 15 years ago, people were saying mozzarella instead of mozzarella? Megan, you're so clever.
These items and ingredients that have been part of our natural ecosystem and dietary system for a long time, acknowledged or not, that somehow you say mushrooms and now people have a connotation attached to it, but it's really just a food trend that I believe you were far ahead of in terms of saying, hold on, these have properties that in some way make you feel differently in a really safe way. HBO's The Last of Us.
Is this how she's getting Harry high?
Yes, allegedly. Allegedly.
What's going on in that garden?
Dude, I don't know, but this is really weird.
And we're talking about pregnancy at the same time?
Yeah. Now keep in mind, we don't believe that she actually carried the babies. So this is very dangerous what she's saying, because she's saying, I took all this stuff when I was pregnant. And so Sussex Squad women who are going to get pregnant one day, who will choose to, are thinking this is a good thing to bypass your doctor and drink mushroom feet tea. This is such a bad idea.
This is bath salts all over again. First, you're going to trust the bath salts and get your skin burned off, and then now you're going to drink mushroom feet tea.
I know.
I can't keep it all
now,
clear.
Allegedly, we're just upset because allegedly we don't believe she did this, because allegedly we don't think she was ever pregnant, and we have every right to that opinion.
That's our opinion.
It's our opinion. Elsewhere in the episode, Duchess of Sussex, she first heard about the brand while pregnant with Betty, when a friend gave her a gift basket, including a Clevr turmeric latte packet. He just said, you know, I know that you are tuned to like Ayurvedic things. I know that you're pregnant, and these things might be helpful during this stage of pregnancy. And one of the things within this big basket was this product. And I said, a turmeric latte, you just add water. Okay, Megan remembered.
Okay.
Wait a second. So a dude comes to you with a basket full of holistic things. Did you at least ask your doctor if they were healthy for the baby? Because I thought when you're pregnant, the doctor gives you like a prescription of prenatal vitamins right away. Like they're like, start taking this now. Isn't that like, where is she getting this information?
No, Megan was just like, okay, Tyler Perry, allegedly. I'm not saying it was him. But if Oprah owns the company or is an investor, it wouldn't shock me if Tyler was just like, here, take this, try this.
That does make
drink
sense.
more of this. You'll like it.
This has got such a Rosemary's Baby
It
feel
does.
to it. It's so creepy.
You're ours now.
Yeah, but it's like, Megan, don't tell women to drink any of this stuff. At least if you're going to tell them to drink this, say, go to a doctor and ask them if it's okay. That is the worst advice ever.
Do you know that there are some herbal teas that actually induce labor?
Yeah, I have read that.
You have to be careful on herbal teas, but some dude's pushing this stuff on her, and now after she's done with the kids. These kids are now 6 and 4. She's had them.
Yeah.
Now she's pushing it because she's an investor in the company. I don't care what happens to other people's babies, but I'm going to invest in this. Oprah doesn't even have children, and she's investing in it.
Exactly. And I'm sure the dude that gave it to her,
Tyler Perry,
he probably got a basket from Oprah and then he re-gifted it and gave it to her. That's probably what happened. It was a re-gift.
I know you're so in tune with your body. So here, drink this.
Yeah, he brought a sound bath over and like, oh God.
Drum circle.
What a nightmare. So Megan recently did an interview with some publication called Fast Company. I've never heard of it before in my life. But Sussex Squad is spinning this like it is the greatest thing, that she's taking a break from it all and she is not going to put out any more as ever products for a while.
That's
until
the excuse.
The first quarter of 2026.
The excuse.
It's 2025, guys. It's the spring of 2025. Can read it. We can show you the article from Fast Company.
Nancy's got glasses now.
But we think it's best that a Sussex squatty explain it, because we want you guys to be in the mind of them and how well they take defeat. Like, they can spin anything in their minds. Like, I wish I had that sort of like
delusion of grandeur.
well, just like the cup is half full kind of mentality all the time.
I have that, but I'm not delusional.
Yeah, exactly. I thought I had that too.
I want to clarify something, because I almost went HAM on the unhinged X. That's what I call everybody who always up in our people's business when it comes to Meghan, even though they don't like her. Fast Company did an interview with Meghan. Please read it. It's a phenomenal interview. And I was like, oh my God, this girl is not playing. First order of business. After everything that they have said about Meghan that has been proven wrong, forget all the other stuff, proven to be wrong. Netflix dropped her. They invested in her. With love, Meghan will not return for a second season. Actually, it has. Everything these people have thought about Meghan has just been down the toilet, because she's been just blowing it off the lid. In her interview, if people really slowed down, because sometimes you got to slow down sometime. I do it too. I'm a fast reader and I miss very, very important parts. Meghan never said that she's not releasing any products until 2026. She said new products are coming Q1 of 2026. Okay? Where'd you guys get that she was shelving the whole thing until, and she's not shelved, honey. It's not her fault everything's sold out, okay? She's not shelving anything. And for some reason, these morons who don't like Meghan, what was all that about if she's shelving it?
See, this is what we were talking about on Link Lauren's show the other day. If you have 10 products and somebody on the inside buys them, that's not selling out a product. That's creating fraud.
Yeah.
That's what the Kardashians do.
Yeah. So she thinks that, I guess, she's going to restock the jam and the shortbread. Is it shortbread cookies, flour sprinkles? I have no idea.
Honey something.
It would have happened by now. If it sold that well, it's not hard to make that crepe mix. I can make it in my kitchen,
that
or
floats,
the tea that floats and stuff.
Up to the
I
top.
could be wrong, but even if she puts something out tomorrow, like let's say she puts more jam and flour sprinkles and all that stuff, it still shows that it wasn't a success because she doesn't have the turnover.
Yeah.
And we've already talked about this. It could be because of this snow commerce. Meghan Markle's As Ever brand accused of faking sellouts and using dubious web partner.
Correct.
An inside source claims that this was a ploy to collect customers' data and create demand. Correct. Meghan Markle's highly anticipated return to retail with her As Ever lifestyle brand triggered a media frenzy earlier this week after her debut collection of artisanal goods reportedly sold out within 30 minutes. Now, we already went through this entire article when it first came out. We're just refreshing your memory. Hopefully, we're refreshing this woman's memory too. Speaking to the Telegraph, one insider, it's obviously a marketing ploy that people do it all the time. Yes.
Yeah, correct.
Showing that there is a sellout is very common for new brands to fake demand.
Correct.
According to the source, businesses increasingly manufacture products based on confirmed interest to limit financial risk and waste. Correct. They will have set a number in the back end, let's say 1,000 units of each product. And once they sell out, they then know to create another 1,000 units, the insider continued. Meghan has not done that yet. There is no warehouse full of jams. It's made to order. Once customers register their interest, they are notified when stock is replenished, making future sales nearly guaranteed. Meghan has all their data now.
Oh, dear.
While the model is practical from a sustainability perspective, It has stirred controversy over transparency. Critics argue that when combined with messages suggesting overwhelmingly demand, it misleads shoppers into believing the brand is more successful than it may be.
That sounds like fraud.
Yeah, and also I don't think she's getting the high I get it. There are Sussex Squad people saying, "When are you going to restock?" But I don't think there's a lot of people doing it out there. Like, I need my shortbread.
I think that people might be saying it, but they're not the ones who are going to buy it.
Exactly. Adding to the scrutiny is the revelation that As Ever outsources all sales operations to US-based web fulfillment company Snow Commerce. I thought they were in bed with Netflix this whole time. You would think Netflix would have a better distributor than Snow Commerce. I know when we get our Squid Game shirts and stuff, they come right to us like within 3 to 4 days, and nope, easy peasy, no problem. A disclaimer on the website confirms the firm is solely responsible for all aspects of your purchase, not Netflix. The decision has raised eyebrows as the Cincinnati-based company has a track record of negative customer reviews and unresolved complaints. According to the Daily Mail, shoppers have accused Snow Commerce of charging for items never delivered, offering minimal customer support, and sending incorrect orders without remedy.
Correct.
Snow Commerce currently holds a damning 1-star rating, with one reviewer claiming the company charged $150 for an item that never shipped and never explained why. Stay away from this company at all costs. I will stick with whoever Netflix is using because, like I said, it has been A+ with all our Squid Game gear.
Yes, correct.
There you have it.
You know, that woman who was telling us to read slowly. I think that was slow enough where you might get what Nancy was just talking about. So
Yeah.
read slowly.
Yeah. So Meghan is telling everybody that she is just taking time to just
Slower.
figure it out
Slower.
and just slowly walk through life slowly. I mean, how much longer is she going to take to break out as like this huge success? I mean,
Superstar.
Could you imagine having all these contacts, all this money, everything, and still screwing up? It's almost been like, what, 10 years with her? I mean, I could have built a theme park by now. I could have built a time machine. I could have done something.
The pyramids were built in less time than Meghan's taken to make jam.
I know. It's the end of the road. Today's animal rescue is AmsterDog. We have featured them before, but I want to give a little more love to AmsterDog. They rescue animals out of high kill shelters. They get them vet care. They put them in foster programs. The reason I want to mention them is because they have been pulling out a lot of dogs lately. I know because Stephanie and I have been pledging and we've been sending them money as they pull the dogs out. And I'm just like, wow, they are really stepping up.
You guys are pledging.
Yeah, you guys are helping us pledge by buying the merch and buying the books.
And even watching the show. Giving us likes, views.
Yeah.
It's all going to the dogs.
Yeah, that's all we care
And
about.
cats.
And cats, yeah.
And horses.
Yeah. AmsterDog does do cats too.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
So,
a cat.
AmsterDog, we are putting their link in the description box below. Please share them with friends and family. It really does make a difference.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you tomorrow.
Go Oilers!
Woo-hoo!
Go Oilers!
Love
Woo-hoo!
you. Bye.